Alright, so I've been trying to be busy with this here. This is something that I guess I didn't really think I needed to make a video on. Pinning all these connectors. As you guys can see, they are in fact finished. So I decided just to get this done, as I didn't have the motivation whenever I did them. Now I have the motivation to get this whole thing finished. Basically, all my connectors are done. They all look nice and pretty. Ending off that last video, the very, very long multi-section video, we ended off with just snipping off the end of or just sleeving everything and getting the heat shrink ready. And the only thing that you had to do afterwards was pin the connectors. I really shouldn't have to do a video on this. I can link the pinouts and stuff for all the JZ connectors if you guys like. I'll just quickly go over these for a second here. Just like we talked about, each one of these had basically a pair of wire, or like they're basically pairs. One wire was a actual signal, and then the other one would have been a ground or a 12 volts. So basically, all the videos that I have made so far just describes this in the very basic fashion. So here we go. This is what the harness looks like. Everything is nicely heat shrinked using glue heat shrink and nice brand new connectors. The only connector, like we talked about, if you guys watched all the way at the very beginning, I have a not new starter connector, which is not a big deal. So now, the only thing I got to do that is not finished on here is I've got my sensor, my pressure sensor wiring, which I do not have an actual connector for, which is kind of annoying. I have a little pigtail here, which I was going to just like connect it, but I might just order an actual connector to do it the my correct way, make more sense. What we're going to be doing in this video is pinning the rest of my coil wiring. So it will basically be the other half of my wiring here. So we've got one half of the wiring, which was all the blue wires. These are all the signal wires on the A pin on these coils. So basically what I did is I had a very long harness. They are the flying leads for the harness itself. They have the pins, and I just snipped off one half of it and then put half of them on here. We'll connect the halves via Deutsch connector, which is what is on this section here. So we can see these are all numbered 1 through 6. And so basically what we're going to do is I got a measurement from my old harness. We got about a 3-foot section of these wires here, all 6 of them, and then we'll snip off the excess. Then we're just going to be pinning these to the ECU and then doing the other end to the Deutsch connector. This is going to be a little bit reversed, so I'll be doing these to the ECU, then the leftover is going to be going to a Deutsch connector, and then that will connect to this. I'm going to set this up a little bit better, I suppose. I have not yet heat shrinked this guy or this guy, as there is a little bit that I want to do, such as run my... I've got some wires and stuff I would like to run through here that are extra harnesses. I've also decided that I'm probably going to pin all of my auxiliaries and then just run them to like a big old Deutsch connector. I'll just pin everything, and then when time comes, I will just pin everything to the other side of the Deutsch connector to make it work. So everything should be good. You just got to pin this coil harness, and then technically I think the harness is finished and we can just fire up the car, and then hopefully it just works. I'll be going through all of the ECU details so we can check preferences, or we'll check the outputs and make sure everything functions like it's supposed to. We'll test the firing of all 6 coils, all 6 injectors, make sure we get all the proper readings to all the sensors, and then we'll make sure the car will actually move under its own power, and then hopefully we can get the Evo over in the 240s area, and then the 240 will be pretty easy to finish from here. Gotta get that motivation back, guys. All right. The The harness is all in there. We have completed the extension. I'm pretty confident in my ability to have put everything in the right way. All right, so it's like 38 degrees out here. Let's give it a go, I guess. So this is first try with the new harness. Let's go. Let's go! It moves! Alright. Okay, now we gotta check for some stuff, because that's a little bit scary. Alright, how are we doing over here? The turbo that's yet to break in. No leaks under here. There's oil, or not oil, but that's condensation from the exhaust. No leaks. Turbo needs to be worked, but she works. It moves forwards and back, guys. Oh man, that's so exciting. So the only thing left that I have to do in order to make the car actually move out of here under its own power is I gotta mount up my trans cooler, which is gonna go right underneath where the exhaust used to be. Maybe. I started thinking about having a full exhaust, just do a 4-inch all the way out the back, but I guess that's, I don't know. That's a little bit early, I guess you could say. That might not be a good idea. We'll have to see. Anyways, the freaking car moved forward and backwards under its own power. I'm not very far, but it did, and my harness worked. It worked first try. I just plugged that girl in. Look at that beautiful thing. She plugged right in and just worked. You can see those are just for the pressure sensors, so for my oil pressure and then fuel pressure. Damn, she actually freaking works. That is so exciting.